And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. It is Monday. What's the date? The 28th.
Yeah.
Answered
Sorry.
myself.
I'm sorry. This time of year, I'm just like, I don't even know what day it is.
It's tough to remember all this. We're heading up to a Friday's New Year's.
Yeah, and I think we're supposed to get, some nasty weather?
It is,
Year's
and
Eve.
possibly tornadoes. At first, they were saying it could come in on Wednesday night. At this point, it looks like from the National Weather Service, we'll get some rain, and then on Thursday. And I'd much rather, if we got to have bad weather, I'd rather it be during the daytime hours.
Me too, because you can't see what's going on at night, and I hate bad weather anyway.
And there's a possibility of tornadoes involved with this, so we'll be on top of it, go street by street should it happen. Hopefully, it'll diminish. We've been lucky, but it looks as though 2020 will make one last stand for us here in the Meridian area before it goes away.
Yeah. So if you're going to do fireworks, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if you bought a bunch of fireworks, you might want to do an early celebration of New Year's
And
the day before or something.
maybe the rain will quit early. And still be able to do it. Like we don't know yet. We'll watch all of this, but it's going to try to put a damper on us there at the very end of this year.
Yeah. Well, that's just par for the course.
It is. This has just been one of those. We've got a bunch of news stories coming up this morning. We'll get into in just a little bit. Today, 67 for a high. Not too bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was only 42 last night, but I had a chill that I couldn't shake.
I was cold last night too. I couldn't get it warm enough in the house before I went to bed. I don't know. I was kicking the heat up, and then you get hot and you kick it back down. I'm just like, I hate to see our power bill this next month.
And
Christmas lights and all.
as we talked about the bad weather, let me show this so that you'll be kind of aware of what's going on. This is what is coming, and this is the line of where it's going to be bad here. Kemper County up into Noxubee County, cuts across Winston, all of Neshoba, Kemper, Meridian, Clark, Jasper, all of these areas. Now, this is a level 2. It could up higher, could go lower, but when you move into 2 with the tornadoes in our area, that usually means something is going to happen. Now, we're, 4 days out? Roughly.
Maybe it could change.
Yeah, it could change, but I wanted you to see that because that could turn into something nasty for us before this is all said and done, and I don't want any surprises, so to say, on this.
Right.
So Christmas, what'd you do for Christmas?
We got together, me and my kids, and me and Kurt and the kids, and I didn't have my mother. My mother came up. They brought gifts and dropped them off, and we gave them their gifts, but she was worried about coming in because she was scared she was going to get sick, if somebody happened to have something and we didn't know it or something. But anyway, I mean, we got together and we enjoyed it. And we did FaceTime her when she got home, so we were all talking like that. So she got to see everybody like that. But it was enjoyable. I mean, it was good. And I'm just dreading taking down all the decorations. Kurt's asked me 2 or 3 times, when are you going to take these Christmas? I'm like, I usually leave it up till New Year's,
Angie has started her descent of taking down her stuff. We never got the Coke Village finished, so we'll have to work on that during the summer and rebuild that, and I'll show it next year. It's in pieces.
But that's something you could look at anytime.
It is.
You could just walk in there anytime and kind of just take it all in,
And I have hunted every day for the last, week and a half, and I've yet to see other than a doe. It's getting bad on me.
Well, we pulled our little cards on the cameras behind our house. We've got a couple of big deer right behind our house, so I'm kind of anxious to get back there in that shoot house.
Speaking of, we'll draw in a few moments for the giveaway from Jay's Taxidermy and the Battle of the Bucks. That's coming up this morning. I had a chance yesterday afternoon. I rode with somebody to Sugar Bears. Boy, there was a lot of deer piled in there yesterday.
I bet. Gosh.
Had a 13-year-old who had killed the perfect 8-point that was laying on the floor. Beautiful deer. Yeah.
This we've got some good ones, like I said, behind it, and then there's some that they've seen on camera out there. But most of the time, the camera picks them up at like 3 a.m. or something. It's never when you can actually go in there and.
I know.
So, but I hear gunshots around our house all the time.
Somebody's having a good time.
So somebody's killing something, hopefully, or they missing something.
Well, there you go. Welcome to Scotty Ray and Candace. Coming up in a moment, we'll tell you about murder in Meridian. Kind of happened twice over this period of the weekend. We'll get into the details of that in just a moment. First, let's talk about our friends out at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Have you been to see Joe lately? If you've got a New Year's celebration coming up and you need black-eyed peas for the event, Joe has got them for you.
That's right. I'm sure he's got some kind of greens and
yeah. Now
ham
you do the green for money and the black-eyed peas for good luck.
good luck.
And and I read into this not long ago, and I did not realize that part of that had done. This started in the Civil War, when there was nothing left of what we had here. The Yankees had taken it all, and that's all that was left. Was a few things.
I think it was so funny. I saw a thing on Facebook the other day, and it said, "I bet you eat those black-eyed peas this year." So yeah, but my mother she's always gotten the black-eyed peas ready, and either I think turnip greens, or collard greens or something, and she always cooks ham or something. But yeah, we'll be eating that this year. So.
Yeah, but Joe's got a lot of great deals going on this weekend at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, and I'd love to send you by to see Joe and take advantage of those. And I was trying to get. Let's see here. I think I can get it up now. Let's see here. Let's go to Joe's specials now. I think I got that going. I had a little relapse of some booger bears up in my computer. Half and half this week for $1.99 at the Pig. You can get that, and of course that's the.
That's what I use in my coffee. It's really good. Makes it real rich.
Yeah.
Use this on my coconut cake. Did you happen to see my coconut cake?
I did not. Did you post it?
I did. I posted it on Facebook and said Merry Christmas. It turned out really good.
You should have sent me a personal picture of that.
I should have.
Sour cream, $1.99. You can also get the whipped topping there if you're making some desserts. The pumpkin pies, all those Edwards are on sale this week for $5.99. The Bluebell ice cream, 2 for $10, and you can also get the Mayfield ice cream, 48 ounce, 2 for $5. And this is the store hours of Joe and the gang. They'll be there 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. New Year's Eve and on New Year's Day. So if you need to go by and see Joe and get you some nice groceries, do so. They'll help you out there as it gets going. Now let's turn our thoughts back to what we brought up on the murder that came about in Meridian over the weekend. I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but there were 2 incidents.
Yes.
A 47-year-old grandmother was stabbed to death by her boyfriend, and that happened out near Highland Park this weekend. Just horrible. And that was, I think, on Wednesday. Now, the shooting that occurred yesterday morning, this was in the wee hours of the morning. Someone is dead and another injured. It was at 2:30 there. If you're sitting at the red light, by the Coca-Cola plant, and of course you got Trustmark Bank sitting up here and AutoZone over here to your right. That's where that happened. A car pulls up beside somebody there, fires 8 shots into the car, killing one and leaving the other injured. Now, police are asking if you know anything, if you've seen anything, to call and report it. We'll check in with Chris and see if there's any new evidence that is out there, maybe a bank camera or something.
Right.
And I'm not sure if one of those new cameras was in that area or not, that they've installed.
Are you talking about the police
Yeah.
cameras? Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, if you know anything about that, but the chances of 2 people being out at 2:30 in the morning and not knowing each other,
At a red light. It doesn't.
You know what I'm saying?
It could have been more into this than we know at this point.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, somebody, you never know. Somebody could have been following somebody. I mean,
But you know, these are not stories that are happening in far off places. This is Meridian, Mississippi,
Yes.
being murders at red lights. That just should not even come out of our mouths for our area.
I mean, like not too long ago, we heard about. Well, I guess it was probably 6 months ago, maybe or so, maybe a little longer. Somebody that happened in Jackson to a
Right.
young girl. She was at a red light. It's just scary, y'all. People have just kind of gone off the deep end, and you don't know if it's any kind of gang related. You
It
don't know
sounds
what's
that
going
way.
on. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we don't, but-
just be aware and don't be, if you don't have to be out at 2 a.m. to where nobody's around to help you if you need help. I mean, just don't be.
And you remember that murder happened at somebody at a drive-in a few months ago. The nurse that had pulled up to go to,
ATM.
wee hours of the morning, and if you're not armed yourself,
Right, because anything could happen. You could have a flat tire, your car could break down, and then you're out there by yourself. It's just scary.
you look at the highway patrolman a few months back. It didn't happen in Meridian, but it was in the state of Mississippi that had the flat tire, broke down, and he called for backup, and he was murdered. The highway patrol that worked part-time as a postal worker.
Yeah. It's scary, and I mean, it's in young teenagers too. Don't be out,
But this has come to our door now. This is not
Right.
somewhere else.
Right.
And we hope the Meridian Police Department's all over this and will not stop until they have somebody. But we need to feel safe.
Yes, we
And
do.
golly, we hope it. And other news that happened in the state was down in Hattiesburg over the weekend. Two people lost their lives to a train accident. Had a infant in the car. The infant is alive. I don't know the condition of it, but two of the people, and I assumed that they were the parents of the child, were killed in a train accident in Hattiesburg. That happened, I believe, on Scuba Street in Hattiesburg.
Y'all, I can't stress enough. I mean, if you have to cross, I don't know if that's what happened with that.
Yeah.
But if you have to cross a train track, if there's one of those bars that come down, don't try to beat it. You know, don't try to go, oh, I'm gonna try to make it. You know, or if they don't have one, don't take that chance. And always look several times before you cross. You know, even if you think it's safe to go, you look, because something might not be working just right. You know,
You know, one of the
never
most
know.
common wrecks here in Meridian is at two places, either Hawkins Crossing or down by Structural Steel going into the industrial park. Always a train wreck in those two areas. You hear about it more than any. So
Now, where is Hawkins Crossing? Is that the one out there?
north of where that murder took place, if you're going up where Johnson Mobile Homes is, up 45 toward Marion, when it goes into Tulane,
Okay.
you take a right there.
Also
Used-
out at Russell.
Yeah, Russell's had
It's-
some.
You know, out in that little
Crossing
spot
that
right
little-
there. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So you never win with a train.
you don't. You sure don't. And I mean, it makes me a nervous wreck when I have to cross one, because I mean, they'll come out of nowhere. Those things are very fast, some of them.
Yeah, they are.
Anyway,
As we turn to things that went on in history, and of course, we're coming up on the anniversary of January of 1953 when Hank Williams made that last ride. Today was the last known picture that was ever taken of Hank Williams. He stopped and did an appearance at a cafe in Montgomery, and they snapped a picture of him without his cowboy hat on. And to their knowledge, that's it.
yeah.
So I don't know if there ever was another one taken of him after that, but that went down in history today. Also, country music's first outlaw, Johnny Cash, pleaded guilty today for possession of drugs. He was arrested with over 1,000 pills as he came back into the United States. That was
Oh, my
before
goodness.
Johnny got saved and changed everything about himself. But that's his photo shoot there from his lineup.
His little mug shot.
Yeah, I
goodness.
couldn't think of mugshot for whatever reason. But John was he lived a bad life, and then he turned himself around, which shows that anybody can turn their life around and do good for others, and he
You
did.
can. You can. And I'm always, thankful for God's saving grace, because I mean,
Woo.
who has not done things or said things or whatever that you wish you hadn't, and changed,
Right,
and made
you-
a turnaround.
And sometimes you know what gets me, and you know it's true. Even your thoughts can get you in trouble. And
Right.
Lord knows, I be thinking some bad things sometimes. May not say it, but I might think
My
it.
mouth gets me in trouble more than I think.
You don't
anything.
say.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Candace saying something.
Well,
she shouldn't.
I look, that's going to be my New Year's resolution, one of them. I'm going to have more than one, but patience and just to not get aggravated so easy, like, or when you get mad, like
Yeah.
when I get mad, sometimes I'll say things and I'll go, I shouldn't have said
You don't
that.
have a filter, is what.
well,
I'm
I just
thinking
get,
here.
when I get to that point where I'm so aggravated,
Yeah.
it's no holds barred.
I'm often thankful she doesn't have a fork up here.
No, I'm just like,
You-
I don't know. But anyway, yeah, we've all said things.
Oh, yeah.
done things,
But,
and I'm glad that people can turn their life around and try to do better.
But Johnny Cash, even the Statler brothers, he helped their career. He helped so many people. And if you'll remember, he went to he got somebody out of prison, the guy, and he really tried to work with him, and he got a lot of people on the right path.
I
And
think
he
that's a
financed a
great
bunch of
thing.
movies about Jesus. Just there.
I think it's a great thing. Yeah.
As we go back in time, what happened on this date? It was 1971, that a song that everybody remembers. Kiss an Angel, Good Morning was number
Oh,
one on
yeah.
the charts.
Yeah.
And then it was 1990, which does not seem that long ago, that George Strait was number one with the I've Come to Expect It From You. I can't believe it. You know how long ago that's been?
Look, I know, and I was looking at pictures the other day. Well, just watching the Hallmark Channel, and they'll have these stars on there.
Yeah.
Or just movies in general, and they've got stars on there that they look so much older, and you're thinking, God, has it been that long?
I know.
And it really has. And yesterday I went to the cemetery and to my dad's to his grave,
Right.
and my grandparents and everything. And I was just looking at the headstones, and I didn't realize that my grandfather would be like 105.
Wow.
It's been that much time that's passed since he passed away, and it just is. It's crazy how fast time flies by.
30 years is like that. And it doesn't seem it when you're somewhere between 6 and 22. It doesn't.
Right.
It's somewhere close to 30. You start realizing,
It's like being on a roller coaster and you top that top, and it's just like, yeah.
you got a point on that.
It is. It just flies by. And I tell my kids all the time, right now you're 24. Next time, when you wake up, it's like you're gonna wake up and be 40 one day.
You will.
I mean, it's just crazy.
Somewhere between 27 and 45 was the fastest I have ever seen.
Yes, it's true, because I'm 46, and I mean, it's flown by.
It has. Now, one of my heroes of growing up was always cowboys. Matt Dillon was one of my favorites that I had. And of course, who didn't love the Lone Ranger? Now, I was a little upset. I can't lie, when I went to the movie theater, me and Dylan went to go see Johnny Depp as he played the Indian, Tonto. That was a horrible movie. It started out good, but the Lone Ranger not using his gun, they were trying to be politically correct with the Lone Ranger. I don't get it. But it was on this date, a sad day for us, that Clayton Moore passed away. That was in 1999. Clayton Moore believed in the cowboy way of wearing the white hat, and he made so many comments about that. And if you'll remember, Clayton Moore made all of these appearances after. It's how he made his living and signed books. He was sued by the company that owned the rights to the Lone Ranger. And it went on for 5 or 6 years, and in the end, he agreed not to wear the mask, but he had special sunglasses made to look like a mask, and they left him alone, and he was able to make special appearances thereon. But he was truly a great guy.
Yeah, I didn't read that much into his past or his life or whatever, but I do remember we watched that all the time when I was younger. So.
Clayton Moore. It was Hi-Ho Silver. It was a great show. Had great meanings. I didn't realize that it had only been around this long, but it was 1945 that Congress officially recognized the Pledge of Allegiance. It would be 1954 before they added One Nation Under God. But it had been done before this, but it wasn't officially recognized until 1945. That's really not that long ago.
No, I mean, it's not, but I just feel like they're trampling all over all that now. I just,
We have some issues in this country right now.
We do.
And who knows what's going to happen January the 6th. I wish I had it in front of me of what Donald tweeted something about January 6th yesterday. And I wish I had it in front of me, but I don't.
Yeah, I'm not. I've been kind of here and there watching. I've tried not to constantly watch it like I was doing a while back, but I've just caught little snippets of what things people have said, and
it'll get on. It'll worry you after a while. It's a thin line of how much you can handle.
It's so weird though, because all this stuff that they're talking about for January the 6th, when before the election even took place, my son-in-law was saying this about the electoral
of what was going to go down
and all that stuff. It's like, well, it ain't over till it's over, and this is what will determine. So I don't quite understand it all, but something's to it. There's something to it. So I don't know.
We'll see. Yeah. It's coming. Good morning to Big Town DeKalb. Teresa Hill listening in this morning over in Scuba. Good morning to Carolyn Bowen.
Good morning, y'all.
It was right down from where I grew up. It's been a while since you go down that memory lane there. It was also on this date, Candace, and I had forgotten all about this. The first test tube baby was born in the United States in 1981. Elizabeth Jordan Carr. Now it is a common thing for that to be done for people that can't have children. That's a big thing there.
It's amazing the things that they can do.
Technology has really, really changed, and some things are for the good, some things aren't.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to word that of what you think is good, what is bad, but
I don't know either. I mean, it's a fine line, I guess.
It is.
Between what people think's right and what they don't. But if somebody can have a baby and take care of it and love it, I think I'm all for it. So
now, what is that other thing that they do where they clone? What is up? I don't know enough about all that. I know they start out with a sheep.
Yeah, I don't know enough about that. Now that's scary to me, though. I think everybody should be, an original.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't be, even twins, have differences.
Yes, they do.
So I just think that you don't need to mess with stuff like that because you ain't no telling what you'll get.
That's true. Exit 151, right next to the railroad tracks, is where you're going to find the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. If you haven't visited with them lately, drop in and see them. Of course, they've got great specials over at the gift shop where you can get the bangle keychains and earrings and things of that nature. And I learned that you can put that on your wrist last week from Candace.
Yes, this little thing right here. See, where's it?
See, I'm learning slowly but surely. And of course, they've got other great deals as you go through the store. And for whatever reason, that jumped ahead. Pocket knives. If you're looking for a great pocket knife, who doesn't need one of those?
Right.
Keep it handy. Of course, the boot dryers to keep your feet warm in between now and the end of the year of deer season. And yeah, that ain't working right. Disinfectant is great cleaner to keep you sanitized all in the house. As we find out more about this second strand that may be headed our way, you want to make absolutely sure that you've got everything as clean as it can be in your home. And as you keep going through the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, you're going to find deer feeders and a whole lot more taking care of yourself there at the Farm Supply.
This New Jack's spray stuff, it works really well. I mean, it smells good too, so it's not like it's going to choke you to death like some of these sprays.
Right.
But yeah, you can find it there though, and you need to get you some if you hadn't got any. Put it back. You might need it later.
And we're not through with these. The wonderful heaters there that you can get at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. See those. They can really, really help you out and keep you warm there if you got some outdoor events. Again, the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, whether it's seed, feed, anything that you're looking for, exit 151 off the interstate, and they'll certainly help you out there with those seed feeds and all that good stuff there. And a gun shop in the back to take care of any ammo needs you need.
That's right.
Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Drop in and see them today for all you need.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
We call him the hot man there. He delivers that good warm stuff to you. In Mississippi news, as we go back to news stories this morning, Tate, and I hadn't really paid attention to this, according to MississippiToday.org, they're saying that Tate's public appearances are starting to dwindle down since the virus is gaining ground and getting heavier in Mississippi. In August, all the way through August, June, July, and August, he held a press conference every other day. In September, he held 2. In October, in November, he only held 2 press conferences for the entire month. So,
I don't know. I mean, I don't watch it that much. I did watch it there for a while, you know, just trying to keep, when we were at home mostly, you know, I was watching the whole thing. I just don't like sitting and watching every little thing. You know, people sit there and bicker back and forth on the comments on your phone. You know, I don't get into all that.
I was going to give Vicksburg a very hard time for because it's getting to be every other day you pick up something bad went on in Vicksburg. Still, another squabble at the Waffle House and guns went a-blazing because of some cold food there. WLBT carried that story over there.
How can you have cold food at the Waffle House? You're sitting there watching them make it, and they go directly, usually, from the grill to your plate.
And probably they let it sit there and talk, and it was cold, and they got in an argument. You know how things go.
Could be. They need to listen to the Waffle House song.
Yeah, they do.
That was awful. I'm just going to tell you. If you have not heard the Waffle House song
Bill
that
Anderson.
Scotty Ray was talking about,
Yeah, you don't ever want to hear it again.
I think that, like I said, though, if it had a different singer, you know, that maybe put a little punch to it, maybe it
I
might
need
be
to
a
get
little
you to
bit
sing
better.
it one more because it was really bad. Yeah, I don't know if the song
I
could
don't know
be
that
saved.
I can make it better.
You know, they say Elvis could have sang anything. I'm not so sure Elvis could have saved that song. The search continues, and you know, things like this, it doesn't go away for the families. They're still searching. Even on Christmas Day, they had boats out still searching the Mississippi River. They're looking for the bodies of these 2 young hunters that were in Mississippi. Now they've stopped the ground search, but they're still looking on the waters there for a body to float up.
You would think that something would have turned up by now.
You would.
Even clothing or something. You would think something would have turned up. It just makes kind of no sense.
You know, keep those families in your thoughts and prayers because that pain has not gone away from them.
Yeah, and the not knowing would be, to me, just as bad, if not worse.
It would be.
Than finding out, you know.
So their horror still continues. Keep them, as I said, in your thoughts and prayers. If you remember, as we brought up last week, we had some bad weather. It was to the south of Meridian, but officially 3 tornadoes touched down in the state of Mississippi on Christmas Eve. Hot Coffee, Taylorsville, and Stringer had tornadoes touch down. And again, we're looking for this on New Year's Eve during the daytime. We'll be on top of this for you. We don't want anything. Should that happen, we'll be here to report it and keep you up to date on the very latest. Now, you want to turn toward national news? This is, I'm not sure, there's several stories on this, and we'll go through some of these here as we go to Nashville, Tennessee. This is, Nashville was attacked. I don't see how you couldn't know about this by now. But this was the area of downtown near Printer's Alley. This was a very historic, a lot of these buildings were there since the Civil War, of what was left of Nashville. Now, an RV blew it up. This is the guy, the picture of him who did it. It doesn't add up what went on. He took a motorhome in and exploded this. And this was near an AT&T hub, which there's been a lot of cell phone outages. They have not been able to keep Wi-Fi in this. And they kept saying this guy was somehow or another disturbed over 5G.
That makes no sense to me. I just, I had seen a thing about possible, it having something to do. I guess there's theories out there going all,
conspiracy
rampant,
theory,
right? That it could have been something tied to a Dominion type thing was housed there. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, and I have heard that rumor. I don't know if there's any truth to it.
Right.
That something to do with the software was going to be stored in that building. Don't know.
But supposedly the building was bomb proof.
Yeah.
And there was nobody except him, I guess. If it's him, for sure. Nobody was.
Had a couple of people injured. Have you seen the video of where the cop got the guy that was walking his dog inside a building just in the nick of time?
I didn't.
And he was saved. And they're heroic. I think 7 police officers is what they're saying are heroes for helping save everybody that showed up on the scene. The mayor seems to think that it was a suicide attack, that he wanted to kill himself and he was just a paranoid person. All that is yet to come. As we go through this, it even gets more interesting here. As you go to Daily Mail, they've got this story on the mother. She's 29, and he gave her 2 homes. The one where he was living, and then another one that he inherited from his father. The value of both of them somewhere around close to $500,000, like $410,000 to $500,000 is what the value of the homes are. She says she knew nothing about it. You don't give homes to somebody without there being a connection.
Right.
I don't know if she lived in Nashville before that. May have, and
so there's no related tie?
No blood.
Okay.
But she does walk away with that. Now the FAA shut down the airspace over this area. They wouldn't let planes, and they warned, if you come near it, we will shoot you down. And I assume that that's still in place until they get this worked out. Now, over the weekend, also, I don't know if you saw this story, Tennessee, that box truck there, that right there, pulled up to a store and was playing the same music that the bomber did in Nashville. He drove off. The cops were called. They stopped him. Apparently, it was nothing because nothing came out of it other than the headlines that they stopped the truck. And it was playing similar music. That's all the details that I've seen so far, and that was on 231 South. They shut that down in Tennessee.
And it wasn't. It was saying to tell people to evacuate.
No, it was playing music. See, they had music. Let me go back to that. Along with him doing that PA thing of "This is going to blow up," he had a certain song that he was playing, and that was playing it also. Whatever it was, I don't know if it was a joke.
That's an awful joke to play.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And they should have been pulled over and prosecuted in some kind of way. I don't even know what you would say about that. But
why you would even want to joke.
That's just a...
America was attacked without a doubt on this. And who knows if we're going to see more of this. Christmas, if he wanted to hurt more people, he would have went to a more public place. He did not.
I think it's more or less making a statement, or... There
Something
could be something to the other things that we've heard, that it could possibly be tied to. Who knows? Hopefully they will get to the bottom of it, though. And hopefully if there's anything to that, it won't be swept under the rug.
There's a lot of things
something will be done about it,
A lot of things are swept under the rug that you just never hear about ever again.
Right.
So as we go to the next thing that's going on, of course, this is big news. Canada confirms 2 cases of the mutant COVID is there now. And this is supposed to be worse than the first.
It's supposed to be a lot more contagious. And I had heard that it could affect children more.
I've heard that also.
So that's a scary thing, very scary.
So we don't know where that's headed, but it is confirmed firm there. Over late yesterday afternoon or last night, Trump did sign the COVID bill. He's still pushing for Americans to get more money, but it was going to be a government shutdown. He signed this for the government to keep rolling. I don't think he's happy about it, but he did sign it. So the government will stay open, and checks, Social Security checks and all that will not be cut off. And unemployment, that was a big headline of all of this.
So is that the one? I mean, obviously,
The
so then he
$600
signed the $600 thing.
Well, he's urging them to adjust it. He signed the budget of it, but he's urging them to go back and change the 600
Like make
to
an
2,000.
amendment or something to it. Okay.
Now, whether or not that happens, we'll see. Maybe today they'll vote on that. This is one of those things to where you go, all right, y'all do this, but you do that. Of course, abortion is wild and rampant throughout America now. But they're charging this woman for murder. What she did was she took some drugs while she was pregnant, and the baby was born, stillborn. So they're charging her with murder. How can they charge her with murder when the government actually allows people to commit murder with abortion, is my question.
I don't see there's any, I don't see like abortion being any different than if somebody
But,
shot a woman in
yeah.
her stomach while she was carrying a child, or it's murder. I mean,
How can you
it is.
charge if you do it? Is my
I know,
question.
right.
It just senseless. It shouldn't have happened. Over the weekend, this is a new movie that is out, and as a kid, now I watched this closely because
I did too.
at 9 or 10 years old, she was like smoking hot, just like woo.
Well,
doggy.
everybody thought Linda Carter was really pretty,
Right.
You know?
So do you
Everybody-
like the original Wonder Woman or the older or the newer one?
I like the original.
Now, as
I mean,
the
it's
outfit,
just-
the top part was great, but the shorts needed some. They didn't fit right. Look at that.
I think. Well, I mean,
You see how it just didn't have a
it's not skimpy, like skimpy.
Right.
So, which I think is a good thing.
And don't be telling me I shouldn't have been looking at them to begin with to discover that.
It's like it's almost like the material's super thick or something. I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know. But I like the older original one better. But like I said, that's with anything, like movies or anything. I just think that
The
remakes
remakes-
it's just not. I mean, look, it's not even like colored. It's bright and it's
Well,
pretty,
yeah, you're right. The color isn't. She had a lot brighter red there. And there was another Wonder Woman movie not long ago, and I didn't watch it. I saw like 10 or 15 minutes of it, but I don't even remember seeing her outfit on it. So I don't know what become of it. Sad news strikes the University of Utah, and apparently, I don't know whether it was a Christmas gift or what, but he accidentally shot himself in the hip and died from the injuries. He was the running back for them, the star athlete. Accidentally shot himself in Denton, Texas, which is just due north of Dallas. So
Lordy.
that'll be a hard replacement for that football
Yeah.
team, and condolences for them. Now, I'm going to be careful on this next story.
Gosh.
I don't know how to word this. A Spanish prisoner cut a certain body part off after his wife refused to come visit him at the jailhouse. Now there will be no reason ever to meet with her again.
Or
for
anybody
that.
else.
Yeah, for that reason. It's no word yet if they've reconnected this yet or not.
This reminds me of the Bobbitt story. Do y'all remember that?
Oh, I remember that. Just
Yep.
it
Threw
was
it out
all
the
said and
window.
done.
Yep.
Didn't somebody go back on the side of the road
Yeah,
and pick
they
it up?
reattached it, and supposedly he became a porn star after that. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
So,
There is life after cutting, is what you're saying.
I guess, but that's crazy. This is as bad as the story of the woman who her husband was like, she said he was beating her, and so she stabbed herself.
Oh, yeah. There.
Yeah. I mean, what people, come on.
I know.
Like, could you not cut a finger off?
Can you imagine how bad the stitches would hurt?
Right.
Is just what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
you trying to prove a point. That ain't the way to go.
No, it's not.
It's not.
As we go to Arkansas over the weekend, I don't know if y'all have seen this story yet or not, but 5 people are dead. Were found dead. These were women that were killed in one family. Their ages range from 8 to 50. They've released the names by now. And sad news, I don't know if they've caught who it is. But the holidays bring out some
my
bad
goodness.
people.
Bring out the crazies.
It does. Speaking of, here's your next story. A Green Beret U.S. soldier is charged with the murder of 3 men at a bowling alley for a random attack. Victims were 73, 65, and 69 that died. A 14-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 62-year-old have not passed away. The 62-year-old is still in critical condition, but the 14 and 16 did make it with minor injury. Why? We don't know. PTSD, is that what
Yeah,
you're
it could be something like PTSD, you know, people who've gone off to war and come back. And I mean, it really, and it's not just soldiers, it's people of all different walks of life.
Yeah.
You know, that can have this. I'm not saying that's what it is. I mean, somebody could just be mentally ill.
Right.
And something like that happen, but it's just scary. You just don't, I mean, you don't ever know. You can't even go bowling. You can't even go, you know, ride down the street in your car. I mean, you have to be aware at all times of
And I forget,
craziness.
was it Arkansas where the lady was in her late 20s and went for a jog, and her neighbor, who the farmer, knocked her in the head, killed her, raped her after she was
Right.
dead? I mean, come on.
I know.
Whew, happy. Well, good morning to Sue Hamner, downtown, I believe, Meridian, where she's listening from, watching from.
Good morning.
I'm trying to get all my watches and all that figured out.
I'm trying to keep from, like, I don't know why I've got this yawn thing going on. I'm fighting back a yawn this
You
morning.
need
I
more
didn't
coffee.
I don't know. I must need more coffee because I didn't even get a full cup this morning. So
Ooh, I'm on my.
that's what I need.
I'm up to number 4 already.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I got up a little bit later this morning. I don't know. I couldn't.
Couldn't function.
No, I kept waking up all during the night, though. You have nights where you just wake up, then you feel like you're just worn out when you get up. I dreamed
I have
all
had those.
night, you know. So,
Friday morning, I had that brief moment of, yeah, I'm going to get up and go hunting.
well, I always say the night before that I'm going to get up and go to the stand right behind our house.
And you don't do it.
And I don't know why. I just don't. Because I know there's deer back there.
You could, yeah, you could walk
And it's
there.
not far to go, you know. Just, I know.
Because that other place you go is like an hour.
It's a ways off. It really
It's
is.
like, I don't even know if you got phone service out there.
Well, you don't in most of them. There's
You're
only
right.
like 1 or 2 stands where you got like one bar, you know. So.
Now, my wife is real big each year of giving the kids an ornament for Christmas. And when they eventually do marry and move off and they no longer live here, they'll take those with them. Jennifer Aniston from the TV show Friends, I don't get this ornament. And it has caused a stir. This is a wooden ornament that she put on her tree, and she took a picture of it and tweeted it. And it says, "Our first pandemic 2020."
Right.
Is it a joke, or is it?
I mean, I'm sure it's meant to be, you know, kind of jokingly, you know, like, because, you know, it's our first Christmas.
Or our first
ornament,
pandemic.
Our first baby, you know. But hopefully there's not more to come.
Yeah.
You know, this is kind
It
of
makes
leading
you
into,
wonder.
this kind of leads into, hope, you know, I mean, she could have just said, you know, 2020.
But she's
She could
catching.
have just said pandemic 2020.
She's
but-
catching flack over that one. That's
Right.
for sure. Also, and I'm not a big wrestling fan. I never watched that as a kid, and I didn't grow up with it. But I know that there's a ton of people that
My
really like
granddaddy
it.
did.
You ever heard of this guy, John Hubbard?
I've never heard of him because I don't watch it, but my granddaddy used to watch it religiously when we were
Had to
little.
watch it?
Oh yeah, they get them chairs and slam each
And
other
beat
with
each other.
them, act like they like hit them, but they've hit the floor. You know, like
It's great acting.
It is.
You got to give them that.
yeah.
Didn't Donald Trump, if I'm not mistaken, a few years ago even enter the ring?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I want to say it was a challenge, and he took it and went in and
Oh,
wrestled
my
somebody.
Goodness, I don't know.
He may have owned it at one time too.
Yeah, maybe.
But this guy had 2 or 3 aliases. How do you say that word? Aliases?
Yeah,
How you say,
aliases.
anyway, he had 2 other names, and he has passed away at the age of 41. That is mighty young. And also,
young.
bluegrass legend has passed away at the age of 69. Tony Grice, and also Kenny Chesney tweeting out what a great influence he was on him. He and Ricky Skaggs were in one of the early parts when he was with Bill Monroe. They sang together and done a lot together. And so he passed away over the weekend.
My papa loved bluegrass music, and he'd break out in song.
Oh, would
when
he?
you least expected it, and would scare you to death. You'd just be sitting there riding along in the car, and he'd just start bellowing.
Now, some of the bluegrass is pretty good stuff. Patty Loveless has had a great bluegrass album. If you've never heard that, I love that woman.
I've never heard. I mean, I've heard her sing, obviously, but I didn't know she had a bluegrass album. What's the girl that's always been, you know?
Alison Krauss.
Right. Yeah, she's bluegrass, isn't she?
Yeah, and then if you go back to that phenomenal album of, what was the show that was filmed in Mississippi, Man of Constant Sorrow, that whole album.
Oh, okay.
Alison Krauss. Yeah, most of that was filmed here in Mississippi.
There
Probably
is-
one of the biggest albums that ever hit the market.
I didn't realize until several years back, but and I guess maybe they still do it, and I don't know, maybe they don't, but there's a cabin out in kind of the Wynot, maybe Causeyville area.
Yeah, my mother
And
used to go to that.
They gather every so often and do bluegrass music there, and I think you can go and sit and listen
Yeah.
to them. I'd love to go and sit.
The Picking House is what they call it. It's Lisa Mabry's daddy's place.
Okay. And also, I think it's Sipel's Mill.
Yeah,
I think
Sipel's
they get
Mills.
together and do bluegrass music, and you can sit and listen to them. So I would
Okay.
love to go, and I think it'd be
Happens
neat.
on Saturday night. We had to talk to Eddie and see exactly when they do that. Of course, they got a Facebook page, and Mike Rowe went up and filmed a big special there at Sipel's Mill. History since the 1700s, right here in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, I don't know right now with all the virus stuff. Maybe they don't get together right now, but
I've seen some videos. I just hadn't paid close enough attention how often it was.
I would love to go watch something like that because that just to
So
me.
I know you said you've seen. Can you do any bluegrass?
No, I'm not. I would not be a bluegrass singer. I don't think. I've never tried, but I just don't. I don't know. I love listening to it though.
Some of it's
don't know if I
bad.
could sing
Some of
it.
it's great.
Yeah.
It's like you know.
I would think it would be a hard thing to sing. You just have to have a certain melody and to sing.
I
something.
ain't got any of them. I'm telling you, that's why I always got the speaking parts in church because I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket by myself. I'm
Well, I
horrible at
like
it.
to sing. I mean, I don't know that other people would like to hear me sing, but I like to sing.
Well, we'll get Scott and Britt up here one day and let them play and let you sing. How about that?
We'll see.
We'll turn
see.
you loose.
I
Let's
don't know.
take a moment and talk about our friends over in Decatur, and of course, we're talking about Buffington Mobile Homes. If you're looking for a home, let the fine folks help you out. It is the country lot where you save a lot. Call them at 635-3180 is the number to call, and they'll help you any way they can. Again, it's a short drive. No matter the size home that you're looking for, whether it's a two-bedroom, maybe you only need one, maybe you need five. They can get all that. They can custom build it for you if by chance it's not there exactly what you're looking for. Again, 30 minutes from the Meridian area, large living rooms, kitchens that are they're big, counter spaces. You can get all of your stainless steel appliances included. And that's one of the things that is really handy, and especially, Lord have mercy, if you're just starting out. You need all of that because it's rough to buy your home and then go, okay, I need to go spend another $5,000 in appliances.
Right,
You
and-
run out of money.
And if you're thinking about building a home, that's a great thing. And if you can do it, I think it's great. But building materials right now is it's like sky high. So
Right.
if you think about you just want to go and look, and they have these built homes for you.
Already.
They have everything you could imagine in them. I think it's a great thing, and you need to go take a look at it. Like Scotty Ray said, you might have a small family right now, and you want to grow your family. So if you don't have any children, you want a smaller home, they've got
Yeah.
those. And if you work from home, you need an office.
Yeah, they can do that.
Yeah, they have the homes with 5 bedrooms. You might need that extra bedroom for an office.
See, Miss Kathy, she'll help you there. Mike will bend over backwards to get you financed and get you into that home that you're looking for. Great big bathrooms and, of course, interest rates that are phenomenal. They'll put your
Yes.
land and home all together and take care of that. Again, it's Buffington Mobile Homes. See them, and they'll help you any way they can there in the big city of Decatur there. See them today.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. And now it's time for us to do our big drawing from the Battle of the Bucks, $100 given away from Bud Light, and, of course, Jay's Taxidermy. And if you'll reach into the big goblet this morning.
Let's see. Round and round. Let's see.
And
All right, let's see.
Whose name we got?
Nick McDonald from Clark County.
All right, congratulations, Nick.
Congratulations, Nick.
Congratulations. We'll do it again next week. That's coming up. Make sure to drop by Jay's Taxidermy, and they'll tell you all the details and everything. It's pretty simple. Anything that we're leaving off this morning?
I don't think we never got to go see the Christmas lights.
Whoops.
No, we didn't. Because I will say that Christmas night, my oldest son was not feeling well. And I think it was just like a little 24-hour little stomach thing.
Yeah.
But, no, we didn't get to go.
Well, I hate you missed it.
Yeah, we were all worn out anyway. like Christmas night. I mean, I was tired. I had been up the night before. I think we got to bed at 4 a.m.
What time did you throw that oven on?
Well, I cooked the night before. Like I got everything. Well, I cut up everything, prepared it to just
kinda
pop
heat
it to pop in the oven. You know,
That's better.
So I was up till 4 a.m. Me and my husband both were because I had last minute wrapping to do, cooking everything, and so my son decides to wake up my little one at 6. So we got
Of course they do.
2 hours sleep. I was worn out, and so I had to go all day Christmas Day, and I mean I was just about to pass out that evening.
I don't know how anybody makes it after you eat a little turkey. It's just all of a sudden you go flop.
I know. I mean, I wanted to sit down plenty of times, but anyway, it was enjoyable. I don't think we've left anything off though that I can.
All right.
think,
Well,
but-
we'll be back in the morning bright and early to help you out there around 8 o'clock with the latest as we'll continue again. As the stories develop on the murder in Meridian, we'll get those details passed along to you, and we'll watch the weather coming up this week. Thanks for spending part of your day, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, won't we, Candace?
We sure will. We hope you have a wonderful day.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by